You want to scream?
What?
It helps. A lot.
What are you doing?
Just trying to prove a point. We're all alone here, Michael. Nobody to hear us. Nobody to disturb us. All alone. You like that?
I know you. Morris, the wife.
Emma Morris. The wife and mother. I would have been very, very disappointed if you'd forgotten.
Jesus. What are you going to do?
I just want us to get to know each other a lot better. I want us to reach out to one another. 6 years ago, from across the room, Michael. It's about time we met face to face. I want us to communicate in a rational manner. Can we do that?
I'm so sorry.
Shh.
What are you going to do?
I just want us to talk. I have so many questions that need answering. So many things running around in my head. You can help me as much as I can help you today, Michael.
Help me!
All alone. Just like I said. Shall we begin?
What do you want me to say? What else can I say? I did the time. I paid for what I did.
You call 6 years payment. 6 years for taking 2 lives. I'd have to disagree.
Well, that's one thing that's not my fault. You should have the judge sitting here, not me. I did a terrible thing that night, but I was willing to take any justice handed out to me.
The judge said you were very remorseful. He praised you for it.
I am remorseful. I did a terrible thing that night, and it caused insurmountable pain and grief for many people. And I live with that every day, just like you. I can't go back. God, I wish I could go back.
I'd like to know what happened.
You know what happened. You were there every second of that trial. You know every detail of what happened.
I want to hear it from you. From you to me. Not across the room like some fucking performance. I want you to look into my eyes and tell me what happened.
We've been to a party
No!
that night.
I want everything. Dates. Times. I want every little detail. I want to feel it. I want to be there.
I can't comprehend how you've been feeling these past 6.5 years, but I do know this can't help.
Everything!
It's the 23rd of June. We've been to Steve and Jess's engagement party in Wrexham. They were Jill's old school friends. I hadn't even wanted to go. I guess I just saw it as one chance for a decent night out before the baby came. Jill was going to be doing the driving, so I thought we'd be okay. We left about midnight. I'd had a few, but not gone overboard. We were not far from home when Jill got sick. Really sick. I made a decision, albeit a clouded one. I thought we'd be okay. I knew we'd be okay. I guess I took the bend on the lane way too fast. I didn't even see the Picasso. clipped it. We hit the embankment and we just came straight back at it. I'd been looking over at Jill to see if she was okay. I woke up. I looked at the clock on the dash and it was 1:22. I knew he hadn't been out long. I looked over at Jill. She was breathing, but she was in a bad way. I got out. Fell out. And I looked over at the wreck by the tree and I knew they wouldn't have survived. I just sat by the road and I waited. Felt like an eternity.
It was a Friday night. Well, Saturday morning. We always used to let Chris stay up late on a Friday night. Mark would watch DVDs with him. I was at a friend's house. Bit of wine, gossip. I called him just before 1. I was going to get a taxi, but Mark insisted that they come and pick me up. They both like Mummy drunk. Drunk and rambling. They used to laugh at that. Chris used to do impressions. He was a funny kid. I started to get worried about 2. I phoned Mark's mobile, but there was no answer. I knew that was bad. Chris would have answered it. Chris always answered it when they were driving. I knew it was bad. I was cold. I just knew they were dead. Isn't that weird? Don't you think that's weird? I was hysterical and suddenly sober. The police came around 3. Memory's a bit weak after that.
I'm so sorry.
You took something else away from me that night, Michael. You didn't just take away the 2 things I love most in the world. You took away my ability to grieve. I've never been able to grieve for Mark and Chris. Do you know why? Because I'm consumed with so much hatred for you that I haven't been able to handle. Every night when it happens, when I try to go to sleep, I think about you when I should be thinking about my family. Why? Why is that?
I don't know!
I thought I was a forgiving person. I was brought up to be forgiving. Oh, fuck that. Fuck that! Why should I?
But I didn't mean to kill them. I didn't set out to kill your family. I'm not one of those boy racer drivers who gets tanked up, steals a car and plays havoc on the roads. I made a mistake. A misjudgment. I just wanted to get my pregnant wife home.
Would you forgive?
I'd like to think so, yeah.
You forgive yourself for killing your unborn child?
Eventually, yeah.
That makes you a stronger person then. Well done, you.
I guess when it comes down to it, we all depend on mercy. We all need grace.
Bullshit!
What's this going to accomplish, Emma? Huh? You think feeling the way you've been feeling for the last 6.5 years is going to just stop because I tell you what happened? You already knew!
It's good to talk it through. That's what people keep telling me. Let's talk about it, Emma, it'll help. But it isn't really talking it through, is it? I talk, they listen. They have no relation to what I'm saying. They can't understand, they can never begin to imagine. But you know everything. You're the only person who can fully understand. You're the only person who can help me, Michael.
How?
By getting to know me and my pain. By me getting to know you and yours. We have a bond.
People will be looking for me.
Let them look. I'll never be found. I've planned this for a long time.
You won't get away with this.
I know. everything. The perfect wedding. The perfect life. That's what I had. Don't you think he was like his father?
Stop it, I can't do this!
Have you heard stories about people seeing their loved ones after they've died? They walk into a room and for a split second they see them, hear them. Have you?
Memories. I don't believe in stuff like that.
Me neither. Never happened. I wish it would. I have nothing at all. Just a hole in my life made by you.
Do what you want. I'm not saying another word. There's nothing else I can say.
Oh, come on. Don't be like that. Shall we change the subject? Will you talk to me then? What's it like being out after all these years? Easy to fit back into regular life?
I have nothing.
I knew that. That's why I asked.
Jill left me. Can't say I blame her.
I heard about that. So sad. But then, you did kill our unborn child. That can really piss some women off, you know?
I thought we could make it work. I thought I could start again.
I guess she wasn't the forgiving type. I know how she feels. She just left, right? Do you know where?
Just a letter. Said she'd gone abroad.
I wish I could move on. She must have been a great lady. She would have made a wonderful mother. At least I had the chance. For a short while, anyway. But a letter, for God's sake. Never even gave you the chance to defend yourself. Guess I'm working for her now, too.
I'll find her. I'll explain it to her. That's my goal, my only concern. I'll get her to forgive me.
I think she made her feelings very clear in the letter. How much she hated you. How she despised you with every bone in her body. It was a nice letter, very emotional.
How do you know?
Because I wrote it.
You wrote the letter?
Yes, I did. Right after I killed her.
What?
Right after I killed her, Michael. I typed it up, I placed it in an envelope, and I put it on the mantel. Told you how she was leaving you for a better life. Told you how having you back in her life would only open up old wounds. A lot of bullshit, really. But it was bullshit from the heart. I wrote her parents a nice letter too. But then you know that already, don't you?
Christ.
You want to know how I killed her?
What did you do?
It was pretty easy, really. A skull is no match for a hammer. It went very quick. All went to plan. Like I said, I've had time to plan a lot of things.
Where is she?
In the woods. Deep in the woods. I guess we're even now, right?
You're fucking crazy, do you know that? You are fucking crazy!
I think unstable's a better word.
You don't have a fucking clue! You know fucking nothing!
You want a drink? Fancy a nice beer or something a little bit stronger?
Fuck you!
Don't be like that. We can be friends. Don't you want to be friends? That's not your cheap crap. Spent a fortune on the good stuff.
What the fuck are you doing?
Just paving the way for bigger and better things. People say revenge is sweet. I'm beginning to understand why.
Please don't do this. Please.
Right out of prison, you wanted everything to be perfect again. You just wanted everyone to forget so you could get back to normal. Well, things never went according to plan, did they?
Don't do this. Don't take this any further, please.
You went to see Jill. She hated you as much as I did. Maybe even a little bit more. You argued and you hit her. Probably another accident. You typed up a heartfelt letter about how she wanted to get as far away from you as possible. You threw her in the boot of your car and you drove to the woods where you buried her deep. But you realised it wouldn't work. She'd be found. People will put everything together and realise it was you. They always find the truth in the end. So, you bought a couple of bottles of vodka to ease the pain and you drove back to where you buried her. That's when the crash happened. And this time, you got what you always deserved. You should have died the first time round, Michael. But I believe what goes around. Clever, eh?
Very. See, I thought the letter was odd. I just thought it was for other people's eyes. You see, she never would have written that letter to me.
And why's that?
Because she was driving the car that night, not me. It's easy to fall when you think you know everything. I never would have driven the car in that state. I never would have put other people's lives at risk.
What are you saying?
Jill was the one that killed your husband and son. It was an accident. She passed out at the wheel, just like I said. We vowed never to tell anyone. And that was why I found the letter so confusing. I just thought it was building on all those lies we've told.
You took the blame.
I wasn't going to let my pregnant wife go to prison and have our baby. She wouldn't have been blamed as much as me. She probably wouldn't have even done time. But I couldn't take that risk.
I don't believe you.
I don't care what you believe! I'm telling you the truth. But now there's one big difference between us all, isn't there? Huh? Jill couldn't do anything to prevent what happened that night. It was an accident. You, on the other hand, are a cold-blooded killer who plotted her every move.
But I didn't know.
Sometimes we do things because we think they're the right things to do. We've both been there over the years.
I can't believe she let you take the blame. How could she do that?
Because I asked her to. If you knew then what you know now, would you do the same thing?
Yes. Yes, I would. You, her, it doesn't matter. My family and my life were destroyed that night. I need to do this to make things a little bit better.
You're wrong.
Probably.